Is the Executive Business Development from BCX, Ratshepo Masego. He's going to be talking to us about enabling citizen engagement and service delivery through technology. Over to you, Ra.
Yes, you're good. Thank you. Let me check the time. Good afternoon, everyone. I think we all agree that the lunch was great. I think it's the first time I go to a municipality event and I'm so well fed. Also, thanks. Okay, my name is Tsepo Masiro. I work for BCX, and my responsibility at BCX obviously is to help organizations solve, business problems. You can call them citizens' problems. You can call them municipality programs with technology. So we play a role, obviously, of transforming and making sure that we can take care of the customer environment. So today I thought maybe let's talk about enabling citizens' engagement and service delivery through technology. So that is the theme that I'm approaching. I'm going to be talking more around, the idea around smart cities or smart municipalities or smart whatever. But the core of the message is exactly what the previous speakers have been talking to. Utilizing technology as an enabler to solve for citizens' issues or problems. So I will touch smart cities. I will go into what they enable, especially when it comes to the IDP, whether an IDP for any municipality or etc. And I will then, without having you guys pay the rent, tell you what BCX is about and what portfolio of services we have within BCX. But I'll try and keep that short because that's not the intention of today. So let's look at it in this way. Smart cities in a context of South Africa. What we are looking for here is that let's look at the code that comes from, my eyes are very bad, the International Telecommunications. I will read it verbatim because for me, this is exactly what I believe that Midvaal actually stands for and maybe what you are trying to journey towards. A smart, sustainable city is an innovative city that uses information. I had guys before me talking about garbage in, garbage out when it comes to data, and communication technologies and other means to improve quality of life, efficiency of urban operations and services, and competitiveness while ensuring that it meets the needs of present and future generations with respect to economic, social, and environmental aspect. So that is exactly what the people, process, and technology needs to solve for our citizens. If you look below there, on your left-hand side, you will see that it says the development of smart cities, it's often led by a clear municipal digital strategy. So without a municipality knowing that I may be doing things right and I may be not doing things right, without that, there wouldn't be any direction because anyone will lead you any direction in that sense. So, prioritize citizens as one of the key things that a municipal strategy needs to be for. Drivers or accelerate developmental goals. I spoke about IDP. And start with a foundation of strong IT and cloud. Cloud, remember, when we're talking about cloud, we're talking exactly about when guys say digital transformation. Because without cloud, you cannot digitize. And cloud, I think it was Ruben that said, using other people's machines. It's exactly that. That allows you now to focus on your core issues instead of having, we know that a lot of companies or municipalities before had to go and procure and then maintain IT assets. Today, that's not the case. We have things such as sovereign clouds, which actually can address when it comes to regulatory and ownership and sovereignty of data concerns municipalities or government may have. The sovereign clouds that the likes of BCX do have that can provide for any municipality to meet also its regulatory issues. But now, if you look at the imperatives in the context of South Africa, I will just highlight a few there. Effective data-driven decision-making. I'm repeating that deliberately because without you understanding your citizens, the issues they have, all the information so you can build behavioral patterns and understanding and all of those jargons we had earlier when it comes to data, the system will be as useless as the data that you have. I heard one gentleman mentioning, a single source of truth. That's very key. I come from an IT background, and I remember that we had one company, but we had like 500 databases. And that creates an issue. You go to a Menco, this manager is reporting this, you reporting that, because you don't have a single source of truth. So data-driven decision-making, very key. Obviously, safer communities, that's also another very key one. And what I like about safer communities is that you can utilize your current infrastructure assets, like robots with cameras, like your telecom or MTN or telecommunication towers, to have devices in there, whether it's cameras and stuff, and you can start now utilizing those assets to actually help you now in creating a safe environment. But use cases are plenty. I'm just mentioning a few. There are plenty use cases around that. Obviously, it goes without saying environmental impact. We have ESG solutions also to help municipalities manage their carbon assets footprints, so that you can know, if you have to report, definitely I can collect, I understand through IoT, collect this data, utilize this data, then report, and then build measures on how you're going to improve your environmental impact. You can ask questions if you would like so, but how smart cities enable IDPs, it's exactly what I've been mentioning. When it comes to service delivery, digitizing, I had a gentleman earlier talking about revenue collection, very key aspect of that. And also I had a gentleman earlier talking about water, management systems that can manage water, definitely such things, and also being responsive to your citizens. And also infrastructure development. I think everybody knows about the IDP, so this is just an expression on that. So obviously the intention there is to turn and digitize a government or a municipality through technology. So where do we see partnership? This is the slide that I actually want to spend a little bit of time on it. Where we see partnership, we know already we're providing things such as solar municipal solutions. But if you can read, the bullets on there, when it comes to what BCX has done in that space, specifically for municipalities, is that if you look at that, the solution assists municipalities to comply with MS COA, I think your accounting regulatory that was introduced by the National Treasury. Then solar is already being used in 43 municipalities. This is a solar solution from BCX. But now look at it in this way. The most recent National Treasury report reports BCX as the best performer in submitting financial and non-financial data. I think we had an Auditor General earlier. I hope he was here so you can see what BCX is actually also solving for. Then look at the bottom one. Ongoing moderation initiatives will make it sustainable for cloud deployment and provisioned as SaaS offering. I'm mentioning that, but I'm mentioning it in a way that the gentleman from CSIR mentioned something about a participation type of capability. And I don't understand if maybe Midvaal can develop something that works. Why can't that be ported to another municipality? Why can't this municipality benefit and start generating revenue from it by monetizing it downstream to other municipalities? Those are possible because of the cloud. And the SaaS now it can be a business model that the municipality generate indirect revenue from, So there are many things that we can look at. The red circles that you see there, it's the solutions that we currently have that we can actually enable smart cities with. If I have to mention there, you have smart meter reading. I had guys talking about that. Smart HR and smart payroll. So you don't have to go, subscribe outside. You can have this within your sovereign cloud, your municipality cloud, and you don't even have to host that cloud. You can just rent a room on it like you're renting a townhouse. So let me go to the next slide. So, as I did mention, we solve through our smart cities capability, infrastructure solution. We play in healthcare, in security, and security not only from cyber security, also when it comes to regulatory, the governance, what you need to do when it comes to risk and governance. We provide solutions for that. And obviously, it goes without saying, you need to, your utilities, as they say in here, efficient resource utilization is essential to building a sustainable nation. So I had one gentleman, I think he's from Nigeria now in the US, and he was saying that the culture of Africa, there's no word that maintenance, the word maintenance, it doesn't exist in African languages. And I was like, he's talking nonsense, but I started searching, it's not there. And why am I mentioning maintenance? If you look at the position of our infrastructure, whether you're coming from road, you're coming from old buildings, you're coming from there, we do have those all those things, but what we don't have a culture of looking after our things and maintaining our things. And I think that's where Africa is failing, that's where South Africa is failing, the maintenance part. We build, come back 2 years later, that what you build is gone because we don't maintain it. So utilities, it's very key for us to look after our assets, and you can use technology to help you do that with preemptive maintenance capability, especially when it comes to digital tools that we currently have. At the end, it's economic welfare. So I will elaborate more on the infrastructure and health. From a healthcare point of view, remember, Internet of Things, now we have Internet of Medical Things, smart devices like this. Somebody earlier spoke about a digital twin, but he referred it more into a building. A digital twin, there's already regulation in the Europe where a digital twin of a human being. So what that means is that your digital twin will learn you, will know that Seppo has a heart problem. When a heart problem is coming because of readings, a doctor can show up instead of you showing up to the doctor. So we can get to that level when it comes to technology, how we use it in the healthcare space also. So also from an infrastructure point of view, I made a basic example of saying the traffic lights we have, the towers we have, put cameras, put sensors, put everything in there. Then we can utilize that to create a command center which is digitized and can be very proactive in nature. So why BCX is that before I go into it, the cloud market or the IT services market that I want to leave with you here, it's a study done by BMIT. And I love BMIT because it's a South African bread company out of Bryanston, and it's been operating for a very long time. So in this slide, basically what we are saying is that there are spenders into a specific market, which is, I'm calling it IT services market. And if you look at where the government is spending, that's what I want to show here. The government is spending 26% of what? Look at the bottom, 93.5 billion of IT. So it's not Mickey Mouse what government is spending when it comes to revenues into the market. So I'm stressing this, that it needs to be fit for purpose. It needs to have return on investment for government, for our citizens, and for all of that. So that's basically what I wanted to show. And this market is expected to grow at 8.3 compounded annual growth rate into the future. That is the South African IT services market. So what happened, there was a study that was done in Meta by the company called IDC, I think it's an American firm, and basically here they were advising service providers like BCX, service providers like your Dimension Data and the players, other players in the market who are supposed to help you solve your citizens' issues with technology, to say that provide cost-effective solutions that improve customer experience. And that is exactly what I think Midvaal is aiming to do, improving citizens' experience and increase employee productivity, obviously. They said invest in governance, risk, and compliance skills. Those are missing. Why? Remember, AI is like me today. If I do repeatable work, AI can do exactly what I do. AI doesn't pay tax, right? And AI can be built by Tsepo, who's a racist, who has his own biases, and it can behave in that manner. What are we doing as controls to make sure that AI also is kept in check? So skills are there. So I had earlier that there was a skills issue. This is what IDC says we need to invest more in that. And I can understand with the takeoff of AI. Increase focus on hybrid cloud. And I don't think that's much of your problem. It's much of a system or IT services provider's problem to make sure that if a customer says, I like what Microsoft gives me, I like what AWS gives me, I like what Google gives me, I shouldn't come and say, no, it's a religion, you belong to one. Cloud is not a religion. You can have multiple clouds. So we need the skills along that line. Ensure customer engagement on focused. That's the line that I want to express more on, because I just want to repeat what the speakers before said. Ensure customer engagement are focused on data management services and hybrid cloud management. Data also comes back again. Improve AI technology for management of SaaS processes and enterprise applications. So that is what IDC says. Service providers, in order for you to exist in the future, these are the things you need to do. That's basically what the summary says. And I do have a video, but I will skip through it. I don't think there's sound, right? Okay, no, it's fine.
Your business into a cloud-first future. BCX is Africa's leading cloud services provider with the expertise, infrastructure, and capacity to take your business into a cloud-first future. Our comprehensive services span hyperscale public cloud, hybrid, private, and managed clouds. We harness best-of-breed cloud services and tools to reinvent infrastructure performance and availability, so you can focus on building your business. Enhance the scalability, security, and efficiency of your operations with BCX's cloud infrastructure, migration support, and multi-cloud management services. And with our secure cloud-based analytics and AI platforms, you have the insights you need to drive innovation and growth. These platforms are architected to support diverse analytics workloads, from predictive modeling and machine learning to business intelligence and visualization. Our expertise ensures a smooth transition to the cloud, empowering you to leverage the full potential of cloud technology while minimizing disruptions. Reimagine cloud with BCX. Our most important customer is yours.
Thank you so much. So this slide basically, as Midvaal, I think if you look at the studies from IDC, they say embed AI into your processes to improve customer experience and your employees. So definitely we do have a method that we follow in helping you on your AI journey transformation. Interesting slide here to everyone here actually. If you look at the first block, we know we have this generative AI that everybody's happy about, ChatGPT, this and that. Very good tool, very good tool. It helps. If I want to cheat also on exams, I can use it. But now we have hackers today that I can actually go sit in a coffee area and have their coffee while Gen AI does the work for them to do the hacking. Why am I mentioning that? If everybody has been reading for the past 3 weeks, there's been so many attacks, DDoS attacks, denial of service attacks, and ransomware. In South Africa, I know a lot of people are not talking about that because of bad publicity, but it's on the rise. And this is done by that robot that I said might be my digital twin or the AI, So it actually has improved the efficiencies of hackers. Now companies have to play catch up and invest in GRC, governance, risk, and compliance skills without having budgeted for. I don't know how the government is going to do that without an RFP, right? But you have to respond, right? And make sure that works. So that's basically what I wanted to say on this slide, is that the Gen AI has actually enabled the hackers with more efficiencies. They're more efficient now. They can access many environments at a go without having to lift a finger because it's done now for them by the tool. Then, basically, there's a value chain that we follow, obviously, and obviously it starts with people because we need to understand what people require. And it will then act, if you go execute, we'll go into the development, the execution, and then obviously the looking after it after it's already deployed. We've already delivered solutions when it comes to AI, and the partnership when it comes to BCX obviously is to walk the transformation journey with you. I think I joined IT in 1996, and at that time we used to say we are building for Midvaal a solution. That doesn't work anymore. You don't build for someone, you build with someone. So that is the approach now that the business are taking. We hear a lot of customers today saying, guys, I want value-based pricing. When I give you 50 million, what do I get? And if you are going to give me something that is not 100% 50 million, how are you going to break it down in a way that I can have delivery, payment in milestones, or I see them? So customers are becoming demanding, and we don't have an option but to make sure that we change. So obviously, like I did say, we have a different model that we follow together working with a customer. And I think, yeah, I think I elaborated much on what BCX offers when it comes to products. But basically, BCX business model is everything as a service. So whatever you require, we can provide it to you as a service. And earlier I had the gentleman say, why do you do business with us? It's because we've been long in the business. Definitely, BCX has been long in the business. We are technology agnostic. If you go to Microsoft, I'm just mentioning Microsoft, nothing wrong with Microsoft, very good products. If you go to Microsoft, you'll get a Microsoft solution. If you go to HP, you'll get an HP solution. If you go to AWS, you'll get an AWS solution. But if you go to BCX, you will get an agnostic solution because we don't dictate technologies to you. We help you build a solution that is best fit for you. And what does that do for the customer? It comes and it's translated in cost also because now you can actually negotiate better. And that's about it. I will leave you with this one on the screen. There's cybersecurity, because without cybersecurity and security measures, remember, security, we talk about it in cloud and say security as something big. No, security is like your house. You have windows, you have doors. That's all what we do, and we call it cybersecurity. There's nothing special. That's exactly what we need to make it as part of that solution when you are deploying a solution, so that you can avoid Gen AI used by hackers to come and then open doors that you didn't let them in. So thank you so much for that, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Ramasego. It was a riveting conversation after lunch. May I ask that we move forward, please? Fill the chairs in front of the camera. The people at home would like to know that we've got from a health perspective. It's very interesting. But then it can also get hacked. Okay. But but you can hack the digital twin, but it's not going to affect the human being. Oh, no, we're not there yet. Thank you. We're getting closer, people. We've got 2 more speeches before the panel discussion. Our next speaker is from Box Fusion. Mr. Julius Sechole? Sechole? Oh, Sechole. Sechole. Okay. Mr. Schule is going to talk about simplifying and streamlining and driving the efficient service delivery through smart government.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Play it? Yeah. Now we can play it. I don't know why it's doing that, but okay, how do I put this? Let's move forward. Okay. Thank you, Program Director. We were just having difficulty with the technology here. And thank you for the opportunity to come and present as Box Fusion, a partner to Midvaal in the digital transformation. We are quite delighted to have walked this journey with them. I think it was since 2020, 2021, and have recently built new technologies and solutions for them. Box Fusion is a company that's solely focused on public sector. For the 17 years of our existence, we've built solutions that automate and digitize processes within government. We've completely eliminated paper in those departments where they use our solutions, and they have seen a huge improvement in turnaround, in accountability, transparency, and visibility of process. And we are proud to have partnered with Midvaal as well in doing the same. So today I will take you through how we have done so, especially looking at customer engagement or citizen engagement using our technologies. We'll look into what does it take to build a working customer engagement solution, and deep dive into how, as Box Fusion, we have enabled this for Midvaal, and some case studies, including deployments that we've done here in Midvaal. Okay, I think now this thing I can hold it properly. Earlier I was not holding this thing properly. I had it upside down and I was surprised why it's moving forward. Nevertheless, just to take a quick look at the evolution of customer service. And I use the word customer service because that's what it was called in those years, I think in the 1950s. And in terms of the legacy processes, customer service was really about just knowing who your customer is, having a database of the customer, selling something, billing them, and hoping that they come back to buy from you. Over the years, the technologies and even the business processes have been improving, and the focus has been on building a customer database which can enable you to enhance your revenue by generating additional leads, upsells from your customers. And this has been more driven by the need to make more money by companies instead of how satisfied our customers are. And today, we see customer experience as the cornerstone of building sticky customer engagement or customer service. And AI is making that possible, and I'll share with you how we as Box Fusion also do the same. So first and foremost, what's a fit-for-purpose customer engagement capability and the characteristic of a citizen engagement platform? One, it must have multi-channel access. If you cannot make it possible for your citizens to access your services and information from any channel possible, be it web, be it mobile, chatbot, contact center, email, social, even walk-in center, you haven't really enabled access to your services for citizens. You haven't improved digital inclusion for the citizens to access your services and information. It must be personalized. There must be the ability for you to, as you're talking and engaging with a customer, to know who they are, to speak to their specific problems, issues, and things that they are bringing to your attention. There must be the ability to manage the cases, the workflow, because quite often a customer comes, calls, and says, "This is my problem." It gets lost in a big hole that is bottomless. But with case management, you ensure that from the beginning to the end, you can track how we have resolved a customer problem. There must be a view of the customer in a 360-degree view, enabling you to know who they are, what services you are offering to them, what problems or incidents they've logged before, how were they resolved, and what are the likely issues in future that that customer will have, and potential things that you could do in advance before the customer approaches you. It must have accurate and trusted measurement of the voice of customer. You need to know whether your customers are happy with you. The abbreviations there are very popular amongst customer service professionals. CSAT stands for Measuring Customer Satisfaction. You would have heard when you have called Vodacom or some of the other service providers or companies you do business with. They'll call you back and ask you if you were happy with their service. But the next thing that they're interested in is what we call CES. You should be able to measure customer effort to get access to the services or your products, or even resolution of their problem that they would have logged with you. The last one is called Net Promoter Score that you could have. And these are very key. And I think that we don't do them a lot in public sector, but I think that it is very vital that public sector organizations, including local government, may take measurements of these measures so as to be ahead of what customer needs are and continue to innovate and improve the way they offer services to customers. We've spoken a lot about data intelligence, but today what's even more important is how you exploit technologies such as AI to improve the way you offer services to customers, and we'll talk about that later. I spoke earlier about customer experience, and very key to mention here is that it's not enough to just improve customer experience. If your employees are also not happy, they are not going to help you improve your customer service, and therefore you should also continue to look at whether your employees are having a best experience as they offer and provide services to your customers. I want to deep dive a little bit into multi-channel access itself, because there are certain things that we often don't do when we build these solutions and technologies. One is a customer calls via a call center, logs a call, and we take the call. We continue to do whatever we do in the back office, but this customer eventually decides that he's going to walk into a walk-in center and complain that I logged a call and I still haven't received any resolution. They get to the walk-in center. The people that are there make this customer log the call again or ask for a whole lot of information that this customer needs to provide them with. And this frustrates customers. And so citizens are burdened with the same. In fact, government is worse in this space. We've seen how citizens have had to become the integrators of government. I'm sure each one of you has had that experience that you want to maybe open or apply for a grant or apply for a service from government, and they tell you we need a certified copy from the police, and you have to go and queue at the police station. So why is it that the government doesn't know who you are? If Home Affairs has access to citizen information, biometric information, why should I still continue to supply and provide information about myself and have to walk to another government entity to access information that I need to go and get a service to the other entity? So it's very vital that you ensure that whenever customers engage you, everywhere where their information is sitting, even if it's a single organization and municipality such as yourselves, you are able to see and view touch points that this customer has had with the municipality or your organization. And that speaks to what we call unified customer view of customer needs and requirements. The second thing is speaks to the first point in the form of channel integration. This is very key, because if you don't integrate those channels, then you are not able to ensure that the customer, anywhere they walk in, you have the same information about problems and incidents that they logged earlier. Then you should also provide self-service capabilities, and this is where AI plays a very key role. self-service capabilities ensure that some of the constraints we have in accessing government service are solved or made easier, because now they can go to a kiosk or even on the web, they can access interactive and transactional services, do what they need to do there without having to wait for someone to answer a call or